7th. I'm here with my trusty sidekick, Mad Dog. Mike's reading off questions. If you guys have any questions, I think this time we'll be able to answer a few of them because the stuff I have to go through is actually pretty short and pretty brief. It's some good news, a lot of really kind of challenging stuff we gotta face, but shows and events and supply chain challenges, they're kind of related. And I think what I'm gonna do this summer, now it's June, it's a beautiful blue sky out. I mean, summer arrived this weekend, 90 degrees, the guys in the warehouse are hot, it's just, and everybody's all excited about having fun, and I have to kind of temper that fun with some plans going forward that really focus on parts and supplies as opposed to going to shows and having fun. So we're going to dial back some of the shows, and we're going to, kind of spend some more resources, some more time and people on the parts side. There's some parts side challenges that we just can't do anything about. It's just I read a great article by Susan Givens. She writes for Auto Success magazine. It's a trade magazine, and she was talking about the kind of these vectors that have come together. The post-COVID demand surge, no doubt about it. Every company knows that. You know it from construction materials, all the fun stuff. We've talked about it before, but the post-COVID demand curve is much higher than anticipated. And during COVID, the supply chain, everything from raw materials to manufacturers to distributors, all the logistics in between were all disrupted. And there's not a single company that hasn't been affected. So if you think about it, it's like the weirdest things are out of stock at the stores. And it's not the season for snow shovels, but you won't find any. You just, all these oddball things. And it's a result of kind of this massive disruption in the supply chain from a year ago, a year and a half ago to now. And I think it's getting better. When I look at the parts, it's getting better, but that doesn't, sometimes, the worst is before it gets better. And we talked about this a week ago. Then there's the demand, and then the logistics challenges, and I think it's even tax season, so people get their tax rebates. So, I mean, for us, it's one of those things that, when I look at parts, we've got literally some parts that we're 3, 4, 5 months out on. And we've done a really good job. I mean, Brent has done a fantastic job in materials, but all those things combined, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna change our show and event stuff. So let me go through show and event stuff first. And by the way, Dave, this is the first Facebook Live we haven't been wearing masks, right? Right. And so right up front, London Cobra Show is in a couple, 3 weeks. I'm going to go to that. That's close to my heart. I don't care if we're making money or losing money. There's awards everywhere, so he's going to be there. So I'll do London Cobra Show. Syracuse is canceled, so we're not going to go to the Syracuse show, and it's frustrating because it's 5 hours down the road, and it's a great show, but I think we need to kind of, save our powder and have our guys focusing on parts. And a lot of customers complained about email response times, and we're really doing our best. We've got a tremendous number of customer service. We want to make sure we focus on that. So Syracuse is out. 2 shows. Honey Badger's coming out to drive our big rig to EAA in Oshkosh, Wisconsin at the end of July. And then the first week of August is Louisville. And Louisville's kind of cool because right down the road in Memphis, we have the St. Jude Jam. And if you've seen our Facebook page, the St. Jude car came out amazing. They just did a photo shoot in the hangars with FedEx, fantastic. So we're gonna support the St. Jude Jam. We're gonna go to EAA, and we're gonna go to NSRA in Louisville. We have 2 different crews that are going, so we kind of have coverage here in the office. Honey Badger will be on the road the whole time. The biggest change in it's kind of a tough call. I'm making the call to not do the open house this year, and I know I just feel like we're pushing our luck. And not only that, that requires a tremendous amount of pre-work and pre-effort that is really needed on the parts and on the production side. So I'm gonna move open house to next June. Hate mail, go ahead and start. Trust me, it hurts me more than you. SEMA and then HV is at the end of the year. SEMA, big show. We're actually picking our booths today. We should have a great booth and a great team already signed up for SEMA. We have some cool, we'll have the F9, and I'll talk about the F9 in a second. Also, we've got the Huntington Beach show is the day after SEMA, so it's not in the neighborhood, it's 4 hours down the road. We're going to do the HB show. Hopefully it's late enough in the season that coronavirus concerns will at least be meted out, or maybe they won't even be there, who knows. F9 update. So that's on shows and events. So open house in Syracuse, we're not going to do. EAA, NSRA, SEMA, HB, we're going to do. The Fact 5 night, we're going to do. There is a chance that we go to Watkins Glen. Dave Pius and the kids from the Waverly School, there's 2 schools building cars. They're going to have their cars at Watkins Glen. We may take our truck there, but that'll just be maybe me and another person doing it. F9 update, and then Mike, if you've got questions, we can rattle through a few questions, so do this quick. Trevis is building the F9. I don't think we're going to be posting photos of the F9 once that painted body comes in. We've got a lot of really cool stuff to go on it, carbon pieces. We got to do the interior when it gets back here. But Eric's done a great job. If you go on the Factor5Forum.com, you can see kind of the progress of the car, and it's come along great. Eric's done such a great job, and we kind of outsourced that resource to a talented guy, and it's working great. Even though we're not having an open house, I can't crow enough about how the effects of our CNC operations, our tube steel cutting, our laser cutting, our Cincinnati bender, our tube steel bender, our 5-axis, 6-axis robotic trimming machine next door, the welding and mold, you know, offsetting that is the vertical integration that we put in, you know, last year and all the way through this coronavirus. So thank God we did that, because it's putting us in a position where, you know, Dave, you're getting sales orders and kit orders every day. We're not doing discounts. We just can't afford the discounts. But what we haven't had to do is raise our prices yet. And so we've been one of the few companies to kind of toe the line on that. Let's see, I think that's about it. People asked about tours. You know, look, if you're coming from out of town and you're in the area, we're going to accommodate you. We're really not officially open, but if you do want to come, you got to schedule, have some fun this summer. But we really feel, I feel, that there's a lot of people who've given us their money and that are waiting on parts. And our #1 job is to get those parts to people so they can build their cars. So, Mike, any questions? And
yeah,
anything and everything.
Eric wants to know if we're bringing the F9 to the EAA.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a great question, because EAA is, you know, we're the automotive in the aeromotive section, you know, and the F9 is, I think we're going to unveil it at SEMA, which is in November. If it's as good as I think it is, it's going to be hard for us to hold off and not show it, especially if we're done. And it looks like Eric's getting body work back. I think paint was supposed to be 3 weeks ago, and that's this week. So if we get the car back, it's going to be hard to say no to EAA. What else you got?
Is there a show in Tulsa, Oklahoma on the 17th through 20th of June?
In Tulsa, Oklahoma, it might be a SAC meeting, SAAC.
Okay, Joe was wondering if we're going to make it there.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, once again, you know, if you go back 2 years ago, this company, there wasn't a show event we didn't go to. We needed to go more in the South Central area, Texas, Oklahoma area, and I had meant to do that, but the truth is, it's just we don't have the reach this year with the volume of orders and the people are waiting on parts. We really got to take care of that first, and someone gives us their money, and that's kind of a sacred trust. So we can party later and have some fun later, but we will go to shows, but not Tulsa, Oklahoma. What else you got?
That's kind of it.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Well, you guys went easy on me. I'll answer a question that wasn't asked about Florida. I can't tell you, we have had so many people registering cars in Florida, and the rules have changed. And because we're not registered as a manufacturer, quote unquote, in Florida, they made some statutory changes to the state laws, not national laws, that are not, it's making it really difficult for people in Florida. And Florida used to be the easiest state in the world. I mean, Dave, your dad had a car down. The small volume act, the low volume act that I was part of, was a law that was helping companies build cars who were already building the parts and engineering companies, but since they know the parts so well, they should be able to make a low volume number of cars. That's not the case. In Florida, I think they kind of conflated the two laws, and now you have to be a registered manufacturer. So we might go ahead and do that, but if you're in Florida and you're having trouble registering your car, you're on the top of my mind. So we'll solve that problem. I thought Henry had kind of solved it, but Dave, you just said that changed in the last week or two, right?
Yeah, that's what a customer just told me this morning.
Yeah, so we'll jump on that. Any other questions, Mike?
It looks like that show in Oklahoma was the Ford Shelby Good America show.
Yeah, Ford Shelby. Yeah, I think it was a SAC show back in the day, Shelby Automotive Association Club. But we've had a lot of customers going to event. I know that Karen and the guy with the electric platform company, he went to. I know that Cocoa ran in Southern California. Everything's coming back to life. So there's shows and events. And it's frustrating because I want to go to them, but I want you guys to know that as a business, we really got to focus. We got to block and tackle first and deliver our kits first, and then, you know, party time and have fun later. So it's been and it was, but not in the area I thought it was. I thought it was going to be challenging for sales. Everybody's buying our products. You know, we want to build our. Dave, what's the next available date if I order to say a Roadster?
That's a Mike question.
Yeah, Mike. Yeah, definitely.
It'd be mid to late November.
Mid to late November.
Yeah.
So we're 5-6 months out right now, and that's solid 10 a week. And so. Yeah, and we're having real problems on the spindles. We're delayed a little bit. I think we got 50 coming in. Wheels, spindles and wheels are kind of like the first things you need. So I'm getting my share of hate mail. But guys, we're doing our best, and we're having a little bit of fun. Hopefully we'll have some more fun this year. Any more questions, I'll jump online and ask them. But go outside, enjoy your cars, drive safe. Thanks, man. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Mike.